I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A small band of natives watches on a ridge, silent as the night. Cavalry rides by in the valley below. Eager kids with guns, made property of the United States government, await nervously for when the bugle calls. Largely outnumbered, a captain dismounts his horse. He draws a line in the prairie dirt with his army saber. Those who are willing to die may stay. Those who wish to live may cross this line and turn back. Not a soldier crossed the line, not one or none. They waited silently for when the bugle calls. Upon the ridge, a native chief explains the risk of conflict ahead to his band of warriors. Each give a war cry, then waited in quiet for when the bugle calls. The bugle sounds, a shout of charge, followed by war cries. Guns crack, bullets thud as they hit their targets. Arrows whiz through the air. Axes sunk into men, knives buried into stomachs. Horses fall, men fall. In the end, each body soaks the earth beneath them with the same color of blood. Every man bleeds red, no matter where he's from. For them to fight and wage war upon each other is like cannibalism. They feed off of someone of the same species, but instead of feeding stomachs, they feed greed. The two sides conflicted were the same, did the same things, especially when they waited for when the bugle calls.
We are here today to honor our service members and to remember the sacrifices they had made and the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. We are here to honor our heroes, to remember their achievements, their courage, and their dedication, and to say thank you for their sacrifices. Today we applaud our veterans and their families as they too answered the call of duty. We know you have all lived through difficult times and taken the heavy loads to make our armed forces the most respected in the world.
The service members we honor today came from all walks of life, but they shared several fundamental qualities. They possessed courage, pride, determination, dedication, duty, and integrity. All the qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Many of them didn't ask to leave their homes to fight on distant battlefields. Many didn't even volunteer. They didn't go to war because they loved fighting. They were called to be a part of something bigger than themselves. They were ordinary people who responded in extraordinary ways in extreme times. They rose to the nation's call to duty. Since the first shots of Lexington and Concord were fired and our Revolutionary War began, American men and women have been answering the nation's call to duty. Millions of Americans have fought and died on battlefields here and abroad to defend our freedoms and way of life. Today, our troops continue to make the ultimate sacrifices, and even as we lose our troops, more Americans step forward to say, "I am ready to serve." They follow in the footsteps of generations of fine Americans.
Veterans Day, originally called Armistice Day, was designated as a day to celebrate the end of World War I. The First World War ended November 11, 1918, and the legislation that created Veterans Day was dedicated to the cause of world peace and to be hereafter celebrated and known as Armistice Day. As time went on and we engaged in further conflicts during World War II in Korea, veterans groups lobbied for change. That change brings us to this day, so that we may honor our troops for their service and sacrifice. Today, people throughout the country will gather to remember, to honor, to pay gratitude and tribute to those who have served our country. This is a small spark in the flame of pride that burns across the nation today and every day. This is one small way we may honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice so that we may live in freedom. All across America, we pay tribute to all of our troops and their families. It is a way to say that we remember. From the soldiers who have shivered and starved at Valley Forge, to the doughboys crouched in the muddy trenches of France, to the platoon who patrolled the jungles of Vietnam, and the young men and women who spent more than 20 years patrolling the mountains of Afghanistan. We remember and honor them all. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see
by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you for your service.
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 Thank you for your service.